Howdy y'all, it's Ryan from RNA Music, deep in the heart of Texas, your mom and pop guitar shop, Canton, Texas. Not to be confused with any other part of Texas, but it's where we're at. And I got a question today that I am super excited to ask you guys. And that question is, do you really care if a guitar is made overseas or in America? How much does country of origin really matter to you when it comes to guitars? Now, I think this is a very interesting question because I have a guitar shop and we do sell guitars as part of our business. Another big part is we teach a lot of lessons. But as a retailer, I find it pretty interesting that sometimes, even if I have USA-made guitars that are in the same price point as some imports, often people will choose the import guitar. And then there have been times where people would come in and look and see a big wall of imports and they'd be like, "Hey, don't you got any cheap American guitars?" And all they were interested in was USA guitars. We do have some USA guitars that are quite affordable, actually. I think pretty much everyone would agree that in the last decade or two, that with the advent of a lot more CNC work, that the factories in the Far East, like Korea, China, Indonesia, Vietnam, that the quality of import guitars is higher than it's ever been in the point in guitar manufacturing history, right? So there's a bit of a debate amongst people about whether, is an import guitar as good as or better than some American-made guitars. Now, everyone, I think, has an opinion about that, and it's not always the same. But I'm really interested in hearing from you guys and ladies. What do you think about import guitars versus USA guitars? Are USA guitars inherently better physical instruments than guitars made overseas? I see these comments where people are like, they'll say they're just as good or better than USA guitars. And then I also see comments from other people saying, yeah, there's no way this can touch my blah, 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 blah $2,000 guitar. So I'm really curious about what our viewers of the RNA Music channel, what do you guys think about that? Now, personally, I own several USA guitars, some standard production ones. I have a custom shop USA guitar. And I also own various import guitars, some kind of very unique, semi-custom shop, semi-custom, I guess, imports, and then some standard production imports. And I have to say, for my personal experience with the guitars that I personally own, I have some imports that are great playing guitars. They're really fine and they play great and they feel good. And it would be very tough for me to say that my USA guitars are better instruments as a whole. They're pretty close. So I think as a physical thing, an item, I think it's harder now than ever to say that USA manufacturing is better. From a purely physical standpoint, you think about everything else in our lives that we own. We own cameras, high dollar cameras that are made overseas. We have phones that can be extremely expensive, computers, shoes, clothes. It would be tough, if you go through a list of everything you own, how much of it is made in America and how much of it is made overseas. And then what is the quality? Do we complain about the quality of our expensive computers and cameras and televisions and stuff, and that it's made overseas and not made in America? I think that's a valid question to ask. Now, one thing I heard recently, Phil McKnight say on one of his live streams talking about manufacturing is that American manufacturing in general, when it comes to guitars and musical instruments like amplifiers, they're pretty nitpicky about the details, and the QC at the end of the manufacturing process before the product goes out to either dealers or the public is very, very high. And sometimes with manufacturers based in other countries, the product, as it leaves the factory or it's the last step in the production, is not quite as tight on the QC. And he says he spoke also as a retailer, and I have some experience as a retailer importing directly from a factory in Korea. I have done that. My store has done that, and I can tell you that factory direct from an overseas factory, I mean, the guitars needed another layer, another level of QC and support and work to get them in condition that would be acceptable to the average American consumer. Where I think with the USA guitars that I have got from USA manufacturers, they come in direct from the manufacturer to me, they're good to go. They didn't require any extra tweaking or adjustments or QC. So I can definitely agree with Philip on that point. But once the QC has been resolved, those are all things that can be done, and there's a reason why companies like PRS and Schecter, they import some of their guitars from overseas, but they go through a USA filtering process. Schecter has a whole team full of guys that their job is to pull these guitars out of the boxes, go over them with a fine-tooth comb, QC, file the nuts if they need to, adjust the action. If any that come in with a problem, they take care of it. And there's a filter at Schecter that those guitars go through here in the U.S. before they go out to customers or stores. PRS, the same thing. PRS has a team of guys in Maryland that they open up all of their import guitars, and a USA employee of PRS goes through with a fine-tooth comb and does a setup and quality control check. That happens here. Now, I don't know if that happens overseas in other markets, if that's quite how it works, but once the import guitars have passed that level of QC here in the States, now I guess the question would be, is an import guitar that has been QC'd and set up by a team here in the USA equal or lesser in quality than a guitar straight from a USA manufacturer? I think it's a very valid question, and from a quality standpoint, I think it can be it's a very tough argument to make these days, and this is 2018. It is very tough. Now, at this point, I think you have to decide on whether a couple of factors. This probably comes down to, and possibly an emotional thing. Do you want to support a company that's based in your country, whether you're in the UK or France or America or Canada? If you live in Canada, perhaps you want to buy a guitar from a Canadian manufacturer. And I think that's kind of a personal, emotional kind of decision. It's not really about, it can be about quality, I guess. Now, you could always debate all day long about whether, you should buy locally, or should you buy, USA products versus overseas products, and the economic ramifications of that, and supporting American businesses or whatever. But, if you buy a PRS SE, that's an import guitar, I mean, you are supporting an American company. PRS is based in America. The guys who do all this setup, I mean, when you buy an SE from them, you are supporting an American company. You are supporting them. So, and when you buy an Epiphone, let's say, you are supporting Gibson financially. You are supporting an American-made company. I mean, an American-made based company is making profit off of you when you buy an Epiphone, or when you buy a Fender Squier. Fender USA makes money, and Fender USA employees get paid when you buy a Fender Squier. So, I think from a financial standpoint, there's, you can make an argument for that American companies still benefit when you buy their import guitars. So, this is all, you know, this is all just a fun debate kind of question thing. I want to keep it civil, of course, you know, but you guys tell me, how much does it matter to you when you walk into a store and you're shopping for a guitar? How much does it really matter to you where the guitar is made, you know, versus how does it feel when you pick it up and play it? And do you feel like there's a big difference between guitars made in, let's say, Korea versus Indonesia? I think Indonesia is kind of the new Korea. The quality of the Indonesian guitars is really coming up. And does it make a difference? If it's an import, does it really make a difference what country it comes from? If it wasn't listed on the back of the headstock, China, Vietnam, Korea, Japan, would it really make a difference to you? Or is it really just about the final fit and finish of the product? This is just a fun question. We sell both here at RNA Music. We have American-made guitars. We have import guitars. You know, we try to take care of both, and I definitely believe in supporting American businesses. But like I said, when I sell a Schecter, we're supporting Schecter and all the USA employees in California. When we sell or buy an import Schecter, those guys are making money. You know, they probably make more money off the Schecter imports than they do off their USA Schecter custom guitars. So that's still providing American jobs. So we're totally supporting American workers when we buy and sell Schecter guitars. And I'm proud of that. And when we buy and sell CMG guitars out of Georgia or Acacia guitars out of California, we are supporting American workers and companies in America as well. So I think that's important to do. And I definitely like American guitars. I have several, but I also have some imports that I really, really enjoy playing and I think are great instruments. So I hope you guys enjoyed this line of questioning. I think a lot of people have opinions about this. I'm just interested in seeing what the viewers of our channel think about imports versus USA. What do you guys think about it? How do you feel about the guitar? Does it matter to you? If you pick up a guitar and it plays great? Or do you really, really, really care about country of origin? How much does it matter to you guys? And ladies, because there are some ladies, like Blackjack. He was watching this video. So just a fun question. You guys let me know what you think. I really want to hear your opinions and your thoughts on it. Please, you know, keep it civil as much as you can, you know. No company is perfect because companies are ran by humans and no humans are perfect except for my wife Angela, who's practically perfect in every way. But, you know, no human is perfect. No company is perfect. So there are hiccups and things that happen. But let me know what you guys think. I really want to know. Leave a comment below telling me your experience, import versus USA. What are your thoughts? What do you prefer? And why? If it's not about equality, if it's about a different reason than just the quality of manufacturer, let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much. I love these kind of videos and having a dialogue and getting people to talk about it. So please leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. Check out all our videos. We have all different kinds. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Keep the music alive. The music needs you. And we need the music. And we need more guitars from wherever they're made. More guitars are better. See you guys later. Thank you so much.